I worry a lot that maybe people on the ground are going to see National Guard come to Chicago. Trying like hell to keep them away. If it happens, I am hopeful that the people of Chicago will understand that those National Guardsmen themselves are not at fault. They're doing a job. I just want to say to you that we're working like heck to make sure that you are on the front lines, that you and our police department are on the front lines, and not some people who are trained to go to war. That's my pessimistic note, that I guess I'm deeply concerned, uncertain about what the future looks like at the moment. Make sure that we don't fall into the abyss as a result of unconstitutional actions by the president. From the very beginning, I mean, one of the things I have known as governor from day one is that you can't police your way out of the challenges. We need police, by the way. But I always say, when I dial 911, I actually want somebody to show up, because there's some kind of emergency. But you can't police your way out of all the problems. And what you can do, however, is work with people and try to understand them and then lift them up out of the situation that they're in, hoping to guide them in the right direction. And I know that's work that you do every day. So I just want to express my gratitude and also my solidarity with you in that endeavor. I was saying, I met with a couple of leaders in the other room about, we were just generally talking about the work you're doing, and one of the things I said to them that I think they agree with is the government hasn't been very good at maintaining the work that you do over a consistently, lengthy period of time. It seems like, the government's been, let's say, over the last 10 years, we're out, and it hasn't been right. And so one of the things that we're trying to restore, and this is all in the face of the Trump administration trying to take money away from exactly these kinds of programs, is we're trying to restore consistency. Because that is, I think, keeping you at work and making sure that you're able to do this and that you're bringing other people in. That's how we're going to maintain the really great trajectory that we're seeing in the state of Illinois and the city of Chicago. So I'm going to express to you my profound pessimism about one thing, and then I'll talk about optimism. But it's that we're not going to get any help from Washington. In fact, they're going to do the opposite. And what we can do is hold the line. I think other places are caving in and not willing to be consistent. But here in the city and the state of Illinois, our goal is, and you all are the champions on the front lines, our goal is to hold the line until we can get past this challenge that we're in. And so I'm doing everything I can to make sure that happens. That's not going to happen with troops on the ground in our neighborhoods. It's just not. They're not trained to do anything like what you're trained to do, or like what police are trained to do. They don't. I can tell you, National Guard are some of the best people you'll ever meet. They train really well, but what they train for is war. And thank God they go abroad and they sometimes have to fight battles and wars for us and protect our country. They're really good people. They don't want to stand on the street corners of the city of Chicago. They don't want to invade an American city. The National Guard's men and women, they don't want to do that. They're being ordered to do it, and if they don't do it, they get court-martialed and thrown in prison. And so I worry a lot that maybe people on the ground are going to see, if this happens, if in fact we see National Guard come to Chicago, trying like hell to keep them away. But if it happens, I am hopeful that the people of Chicago will understand that those National Guardsmen themselves are not at fault. They're doing a job. Now, ICE is a whole other thing, and some of the federal agents, it's a whole other thing. But I just want to say to you that we're working like heck to make sure that you are on the front lines, that you and our police department are on the front lines, and not some people who are trained to go to war and then are sent to the streets to do work that they're not trained to do. So that's my pessimistic note, that I guess I'm deeply concerned, uncertain about what the future looks like at the moment. But as you can see, fighting like hell to make sure that we don't fall into the abyss as a result of unconstitutional actions by the president. Here's my optimistic note for all of you, which is since I took office and until today and as long as I am governor, we are going to try to, and I think we're succeeding at it, consistently maintain a level of support for community violence intervention programs like we have never done before. I mean, in a way. And by the way, it's because it works, because you are actually making it happen the way that we're hopeful that you would. And I am, we're investing in something that we know is effective. And the statistics back it up, but the real lives of people back it up. And my optimistic note here is that you are carrying the load for so many of us, and it's our job in government anyway to back you up. And that's my job, to back you up. And then my last note to all of you is about the leadership that you demonstrate every day to the people that you work with, and just recognizing about all of you that you are special, that you all have demonstrated because you're either already an expert or you're learning to be an expert, that you are helping lead another generation in a very positive direction, that you're lifting people up who otherwise would get no help. And that's something that I hope all of you are proud of. I am proud as your governor to support that effort, but it doesn't happen unless we have all of you. So thank you for who you are and what you're doing.
Yesterday about picnics and parades specifically, can you tell us sort of where that intel comes from? Because our station's been talking to parade organizers today, and they say, as far as they know, there's no reason to believe that's a threat. Can you tell us where your information comes from?
Look, I'm not going to tell you where it comes from, and it's not because it doesn't exist. It's because we've gotten calls from people who don't want to reveal their names to the public. These are people from inside the administration or inside the military or inside the National Guard who are concerned about what's happening in this country. These are patriots who want us to know what's happening. We're getting no information from the federal government, and all we got was one call from Gregory Bovino, who let us know that ICE would be instituting actions in the city of Chicago without any details at all. So I want to be clear. I'm not going to reveal where we're getting this information from, but I am going to be communicative to the public about what we have heard and what we do know so that they can be prepared themselves.